greatest channel of all time. Watch book, subscribe, and join us in this journey of entertainment.
American singer Ariana Grande's song Thank You Next finds her reflecting on certain things in her life, most notably her past relationships. In the song, Grandi directly mentions the names of two of her former lovers, late rapper Mac Miller and comedian, actor Pete Davidson. When the song first came out, many assumed Grandi was shading her exes in the track. However, she isn't. She's just telling the world that she learned something important from every single one of them. And what lessons did Grandi learn from her former boyfriends? To her, she learned the following valuable lessons: love, patience and pain. One taught me love. One taught me patience, and one taught me pain. From Thank You lyrics. Owing to these important lessons she learned from her exes, she expresses her heartfelt gratitude to them in this song. The Pete in the first line refers to Pete Davidson. The Malcolm in the second line refers to Mac Miller. Miller's full name was Malcolm James McCormick. From the song, Grandi wishes she could personally tell Miller the words, "Thank you," because he was an angel to her. However, it's too late to do so now. Miller died tragically at the age of 26 on September 7, 2018, hours after the release of this clip. November 30, 2018. It set a brand new YouTube record for the most views in 24 hours. It garnered over 50 million views within 24 hours. The video features cameo appearances of a bunch of famous names. Some of these names include Kris Jenner and Troye Sivan. American music video director Hannah Lux Davis directed the video. Meaning of the lyrics of Thank You Next. Verse 1. In this verse the subject, specifically Ariana Grandi, even though she didn't write these first-person lyrics, reminisces on four of her past lovers, referring to them each by name. She then goes on to mention one prominent aspect or event of the respective relationships she shared with each of them. Pre-chorus. This stanza begins with Ariana mentioning personal, emotionally based lessons she learned from the aforementioned relationships. She then goes on to point out how these experiences have made her a better person. She further illuminates that despite the fact none of these romances were ultimately lasting, she doesn't perceive them as failures due to the invaluable self-esteem and knowledge she gained as a result. Chorus 1. In this section, Miss Grandi further illustrates how thankful she is for the experiences with her past boyfriends. However, she also forcefully and repeatedly asserts the idea that she is more than ready to move on to the next one. Verse 2. Now Ariana more explicitly states how her life has improved as a result of losing her ex-boyfriends. First she points out that she is now able to spend more time with her friends. Then she shows that she has indeed already moved on to the next one who she has better discussions with than her exes. However, she then throws a zinger by revealing that this new love is actually herself. In other words, as alluded to in the pre-chorus, her unsuccessful past relationships have actually empowered her. Pre-chorus 2. This pre-chorus differs from the first in that, this time Ariana notes the lessons she learned from herself. Then she celebrates her strength in being able to handle the previously mentioned heartbreaks. She then concludes this pre-chorus as she did with the first, by rejoicing over her painful yet self-enlightening education. Chorus 2. This chorus is practically identical to the first in terms of wording, the most striking difference being that thank you is said almost twice as many times. Post-chorus the term thank you next is repeated 3 more times, followed by the singer giving a shout-out to herself. Even though we now know the primary object of affection in this song is her own self, she still insinuates that she is ready for a new interpersonal lover, as illustrated in the next section. Bridge. This verse vividly highlights Ariana's fantasy, and indeed expectation, to one day get married and enjoy a relationship that, unlike the others, will last. She also states that she intends to get married only once. Pre-chorus 3, this time instead of mentioning love and patience as lessons learned, Ariana speaks of them as qualities that she already possesses, in abundance. She also once again celebrates the better person she has become due to the pain associated with her exes. The song ends on a note that even though the subject fully expects to enjoy fresh romantic love in the future, she is content enough with her own personal development to perceive no need for searching for it. Facts about Thank You Next. Within just 2 hours of being uploaded, the song garnered almost 500,000 views on YouTube. Many have praised the song, calling it one of the most positive songs about former lovers. The song was composed by Ariana Grandi and 5 others. These other songwriters are C. Harles Anderson, Tilla Parks, Victoria Monet, Tommy Brown, and Michael Foster. 3 of the writers of the song produced it. They are Foster, Brown, and Anderson. Grandi didn't partake in the song's production. This track is the first song Ariana Grandi released since her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller died. The phrase "Thank You Next" isn't only the title of this song but also the title of Grandi's next album. Grandi confirmed this on Twitter on November 3, 2018. That date was the same day the song was released. Contrary to popular belief, Thank You Next isn't a diss track. Lyrically, Grandi is in no way dissing any of her exes, especially Davidson. This track gave Grandi her career's first ever #1 hit on the US Billboard Hot 100. A few days before this track was dropped, Pete Davidson made a joke about his recently ended relationship with Grandi. The joke didn't sit well with Grandi, thereby forcing her to retaliate via a tweet. Based on this, are you so sure Ariana Grandi isn't dissing Pete Davidson on this track? Grandi herself took to Twitter to tell her fans and the world alike that this song in no way represents bad blood between she and her exes. To her, it's rather about a new chapter in her life.